Is there a difference in becoming a parent as a young adult versus being an adult parent? How does the way we were how was the way we were parented affect how we parent or parent our children? How often do we see ourselves in our children? What are some of the factors that can affect how well one is able to parent but can differ depending on the individual? There's age, there's education, there's income, whether or not you're dating, you're single, married, divorced, co-parenting, and just your daily living activities. One's idea of life and what it means to them, their future ideas of what life should, could, would be for them. Many variables can be a part of parenting. Relational problems, whether it be mental or a general medical condition. Then there is the parent, there, okay, there is the parent child, there's the partner, sibling, and just relational problems across the scope of parenting and rearing and having been reared can have affected us knowingly or unknowingly. As we bring as we bring us where as we bring us wherever we go, right? So in any relationship we form in life, we are, will always show who we are. Sorry, in any relationship we form in life, who we are will always show. So as the parenting begins, just as children grow in phases and stages, so do we as parents. Younger parents may feel they have the better side because they get to grow with their children as they grow because growth is evolution. More mature parents may feel they have the better side because they get to not only grow as their children grow, but they get to add life adventures and experiences that a younger parent may not have the privileges to do until much later due to the differences we mentioned previously. Neither side is wrong or right, as we can only share from the spectrum in which we have and or may be experienced and or experiencing. Every family and every individual are as diverse and unique in their own right as God created us in that way. So to say we can solve all parenting ills, no, we can't. But can we try to parent? Can we try to prevent the self sabotaging behaviors that lead to the separation and sometimes destruction of families? I believe we can. However, it will require each and every individual to take responsibility in their own rescue. However, taking responsibility isn't always easy nor comfortable because once we can admit that we aren't perfect and could possibly benefit from some changes that will possibly add to our quality of life, and knowing that it will take some time, that it will take oh, wait a minute, sorry. Okay, okay. I'm just going to start where I was at. It will take some real soul searching and being honest with where you are and what steps taken got you there, as well as having tools and skills to apply the energy and identify what one will have to do in the beginning. What will what blah, 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 what one will have to do to begin the process. When we first started out doing anything that will benefit our lives in a positive and or negative, it's going to be work involved and lots of it. However, when we choose the positive, not only is it work, but the rewards are even more greater because as we take every step towards something new or making changes in our lives, it's hard at first, but gets better the more we practice and discipline ourselves to move closer to that which we plan to achieve. And sometimes, if you haven't planned, God has a way of smiling on you to get you started on planning by blessing the steps we were willing to make despite the fact we had no one single plan at all except to wake up each day. Well, now is that not just the greatest thing? When it comes down to us creating another life, being one that did not request to be present in our world, one that had no choice in who would be their parents, nor what circumstances and or situation they would be born in. All that is the parents, the individual human being, parents, and wherever we are at the time in our lives when conception of another life takes root. That's when life begins. And ready or not, we have to deal together or apart. We hope for the lateral end of the spectrum, but should it go left, then we must develop another plan. Just that simple, or not depending on the just that simple, or not depending on the circumstances or situation. However, a child will and or is going to be born, if not born already. We have to parent. Or situation, oh yeah, what did you say? Oh yeah, we have to parent. Or situation that would be all that is a parent, blah blah blah, rooted, da da da. Okay. Oh yeah. Sorry, lost my space. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. And parenting is work 24/7, and to attempt. It's the best to attempt to have some sort of plan than none at all. But if we don't, more experienced parents love to share our experiences. As you speak with other parents and sharing tips and styles, now everything may not be for you and your child. So some things you can take and make them fit and work for you in parenting. But it's really no special recipe, except the basics standards that will never change, no matter how different we attempt to parent different from our parents, which is a which is respect for our elders, speak when we walk in a room of adults, speak when spoken to, and obey thy mother and father, guardian, caregiver, your authority figure in the home. Obey them, respect their rules, follow their rules. Um, others may have other others may have other uh, basic rules, but for me, these are the simple ones. Um, but you get what is meant by the basics of life. Parenting of every successful child to date, as it can take you much further than disrespect of all the basics of life. This can and has been debatable. However, respect always is the key to life by first respecting ourselves. Whether you have the income required or not to be a parent, Many have made it, and you will too. There are a number of parents that have been where you are and are willing to share with you some of the ways they made it through. I have shared my story more times than I care to say. But if my story helps the next young parent, I will gladly tell it again and again. Parenting has two sides, the mother and the father, both equally important to a child's growth and development. And when the two work in harmony toward the betterment of the family as a whole, it benefits every member. However, should a family find the challenge in doing the parenting together and decide to co parent, it should be done with the children in mind, not the parents' desires or issues to control one another's lives. That will affect their parenting, as the children are watching how are interacting, how we're interacting with one another, and we wish to provide children we wish to provide children with the best picture of life, but sometimes that's easier said than done. In some cases, it may require some legal assistance in the parenting process. Other parenting challenges may be the difference from a $2,757 income versus a $118,400 income bracket. So, depending where we may fall in the income bracket, will either motivate us to improve and go for more, to become, to be more, or to it will motivate us to become complacent, where we are and just coast through life, filled with frustration, fear, embarrassment, and shame. One could suppose. I say that wherever you are, you may, I say that wherever you may be, you can be the difference that you wish to see. If you have a desire to achieve greater out of life, you're willing to commit to the work required for you to achieve the said desire you're aiming to achieve. Whatever it is you desire, the difference to be whatever it is you desire, the difference to be in your life, and that will not only benefit you as an individual, but it will also in turn affect your children as they are watching and see our every move, whether you wish to believe it or not. It's really true. They are. So whether you need to apply for a school or a trade, take a few more courses to complete that degree, find your ideal job, career, or start that new business. Build it as you parent. Is it going to be easy? Heck to the nah. But will it be worth it? Heck yeah. Get that apartment or house. How many steps are you away from achieving it? And what are your challenges to get it? Not enough work history, no financial history or score, a poor to fair financial history, or simply not enough deposit and or down payment. So what are the steps you need to take to achieve the apartment or house? If you are a caregiver of a loved one, many times caring for a loved one and having the responsibility of parenting has its own unique challenges with variables to consider. Like if the loved one can care for themselves, or do they need you in the family to help with their care? Will your loved one live in their own home, or live with you and your family? Are you the primary caregiver, power of attorney, just helping out, or active participant for your loved one? Many times we tend to get so caught up in our own lives that sometimes we can miss the signs that our loved ones may be in a distressing and or crisis moment in their life that could possibly change their lives forever and yours. As we are our brothers and sisters keepers, right? 3 feet from goal. Now parenting, building a better quality of life, caring for a loved one, and still building, well, now that just means that you're definitely made of something else, my friend. To navigate through to your desired quality of better, facing many different challenges, some all at the same dang time, and yet you're still thriving for the better in you, in life, in your family, and even the world has truly granted, in the, okay, in your life and in your family and even the world. God has truly granted his mercy and grace upon those who can bear the heavy load and bring you through. Not without scars, hardship, not without losses and or tears, but he brought you through. And you're still here with another opportunity to shatter the norm and activate the miracle. See, life has a way of teaching us 50-cent lessons and helps us to realize that every no does not necessarily mean no. It could possibly mean that life is requiring a little more of us at each new level we achieve. As without the lessons, we learn nothing. And without them, how will we know the difference? No matter where you're at this very moment today, know that only you can change that thing that needs, only you can change the things that need to be changed to begin to achieve the things that you desire to achieve. Begin your outline or a list and get busy because your present situation is not your destination, but it all moves when you do. Do you desire more out of life? What steps are you going to take to start you on your way? Do you remember the 6 steps and the starting point of all achievement to your desire? If so, leave the comments down below in the comments. I will gladly come back and read your comments. And I want to thank you for joining me uh, for the next parenting episode. We've kind of like built upon becoming a first parent and how a first parent builds themselves and their lives for them and their children. So I hope that if anything that I say resonates with you, if it does, please leave a comment in the bottom. I would love to hear from you. Thank you for joining me. Have a great evening and enjoy your week. Be safe, be careful, and love on each other. Love you.